Welcome to Wrestling Tracks, everybody. I'm Lynn Houston, David Burton in the house. Very special day today, man.
Man,
You know what the day is?
no.
It's 626 day. That's,
Ooh.
that's right. It's 626 day. If you don't know what that is, I'm gonna take you all the way back. Lilo and Stitch. Okay, so the Alien Stitch, right? It's Experiment 626. Experiment Project, same thing. He's Experiment 626, and it's June 26th. So boom, there you go. Now today would have been the perfect time to release the remake of the movie Lilo and Stitch, but they did what they did. So hey, well, we're gonna get into it. First of all, I'm gonna I'm gonna set you. I'm gonna place your frustrations in the right places. First of all, because a lot of people complain a lot, especially with WWE, but they complain to the wrong places, man. For example, let's say you watch Raw, you watch SmackDown, NXT, whatever, a pay per view, and and something happens that just tick you off, and your first complaint, okay, fine, but we want to complain is take it to TKO, the parent company of WWE. That's a big no, and I'll tell you why. That's two different things. The board of directors, TKO board. First of all, TKO they own WWE, UFC, and a bull riding organization. So on the WWE side, on the WWE side, uh, a lot of people want to complain to TKO. First of all, they had nothing to do with what happened on Raw, SmackDown, pay per view, whatever. Their responsibilities is to pay the bills, keep the company straight, pay the bills, like make sure everybody pay on time, make sure everybody check right, all that stuff. The writers, David, the writers determine what happens on the show.
That's also true.
At some, like for example, probably tomorrow afternoon, morning, afternoon, whenever, probably afternoon, a bunch of people, a bunch of writers gonna get together, the creative team for WWE, and they're gonna determine tomorrow night on SmackDown. And something happens you don't like. It happens so often. Your problem is with them. Would you agree with that, David? And we lost him, y'all. Hello?
Man,
Like,
people are gonna complain.
yeah. Like, would you agree with that assessment, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically,
Absolutely.
so basically, put it like this. This is like it. Let's consider a ship. WWE, TKO, WWE is a ship. The board runs. The board they directing the course of the ship, which way to go. Okay, like we have this. We have dates over here. They conflate dates over here. Okay, this guy don't like how much he getting paid. Are we gonna fix that? Are we gonna correct it later? Okay, this guy right here, he making too much money. What we gonna do with that? They direct the course of the ship. The writers determine the entertainment on the ship. What happens on the ship? That's basically the best way I can describe that. And then,
People are gonna complain, you know that.
and then you got some folks that wanna when they want to complain to TKO, the first person they want to voice their complaint to is, by golly, The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I don't know how many times I can break this down for people. Dwayne The Rock Johnson is a member of the board of directors. He alone can't do squat. Okay, if you're not Emmanuel Ari or Ari Emanuel, whatever his name is, the chairman of the board of TKO. If you're not Nick, ew, that's why I sound nasty. If you're not Nick Khan, if you're not the chairman of the board, Emmanuel Ari, I believe that's his name. Yeah, let me look it up right here. So, yeah, Ari Emanuel, the chairman of the board of TKO. If you're not Emmanuel Ari Emanuel, there you go. By the way, for my transcribers for Apple and everybody else who transcribed the show, I apologize. I'm all over the place. If you're not Ari Emanuel, if you're not Nick Khan, if you're not Triple H, you have no power on your own to do squat. Those three gentlemen, they make executive decisions. The board of directors, they bring everything to a vote. And that's how they determine what happens, and they send word down to the product, and that's how we get stuff done. Man, that clear your throat thing ain't working for you. Yeah, you need to
talk about working. We got some work to do because Night of Champions is approaching.
Yeah, we got just a tad bit.
Somebody asked me, like, why is every championship not on the line? The answer is simple. It's because they have too many titles.
Yeah, we'll be all night, man.
Which that is an ongoing problem with a couple of these wrestling companies. They have way too many titles.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a big problem.
So we have a slight dilemma culturally. As you all know, if you watch the news with what's going on in Iran, the Iran-Iraq area, and rightfully so, they're pissed off because somebody decided to blow them up.
Yeah, it's like, no, we don't want them with these stuff.
And rightfully so.
Destroy it.
They didn't destroy it. It's damaged, but it's not destroyed. But anyway.
I think it's beyond. I think it's destroyed.
Well, look, I'm not going to argue about Donnie's, because what you call it, because Anyway, the point is, due to that, and rightfully so, it's very tense over there, and they're going back and forth like, should we not retaliate? Should we retaliate? Should we not retaliate? And I'm no news anchor. I'm not. Although I'm a journalist, that's not my expertise of journalism. But they are not too happy, and they're really pissed off, and they have the right to be, and they're going back and forth with the option of retaliating. But the point is, in that area over there in Saudi, Night of Champions will continue as planned. So watch your back, but still have a good time. But watch your back.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Because the atmosphere over there in Saudi right now, especially with WWE over there, it's always been what you call it, like
not everybody's fond of that. I'll just say that.
Yeah. Like
everybody's happy about that.
Like hey, we understand, like, they come in there to entertain the people, but it's at the same time be very watch your ass. You over there in Saudi Arabia, put it like that. Mm-hmm. You in Saudi, you watch your ass. They do stuff totally different. Like for example, years ago, when they first allowed women to wrestle, I believe it was Natalya and Lacey Evans, I believe. And they went out after the match and they hugged all the girls in the audience. That's a big no-no. And they got held up a little bit.
And that's a good thing they did. Remember, they couldn't do much over there. Well, females.
Yeah. Even when our women wrestle, they have to wear body suits because Saudi does not allow women to show their skin. Now over here we're used to it. Like it's a woman when women's wrestling is their gear, no big deal. It's what they wear in the ring because you need all that anyway. It's hard as hell to wrestle with jeans and stuff like with your street clothes on. And people wrestled with the street clothes on before, but it's kind of hard to move around in street clothes. But over here, that's no big deal. But over there, you cover up.
That is true. And then on top of this Night of Champions, they also got some other big shows. We know Crown Jewel will not Crown Jewel. Yeah, Crown Jewel is going to take place soon. Of course, you got Evolution, you got Saturday Night's main event. So they got themselves busy. SummerSlam, first 2 nights SummerSlam, August 2nd and August 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
So they got some big dates coming up ahead over the next 2 months.
They're in Saudi right now, so they'll have SmackDown Friday, I'm assuming, and Night of Champions Saturday, my mom's birthday, by the way. And after that, get back on the plane, come back home, and we'll start all over. Yeah. That's about right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I also want to pick up where I touched last time on Rikishi. Rikishi, he calmed down a little bit, but at the time he was very pissed off about Jey Uso, his baby, and rightfully so, his baby boy, losing the championship. 2 months? At a few months as world champion.
51 days as champion.
Now, certainly, of all people, come on, Keish, come on, man. You of all people should know better. You grew up in this business. You know better. You know, it's the business, man.
He's complaining that they haven't been given another opportunity. Like I said last week, sit your fat ass down somewhere and shut up. And just be happy he even got an opportunity. It's like, did you forget about the Bloodline dominating WWE storylines over the past 6 years? And your sons were tag team champions for well over a year. Roman Reigns was champion for well over a year. Like, shut up.
Yeah. Let's not even forget to mention The Rock back in the day, and then came back years later and got the title. So it's not like the Anoa'is and the Fatus. By the way, that's the same family. By the way, it's not like they haven't tasted sweet victory at the top before. You know, it's not like they were never at the top. You know.
Oh, they've been at the top plenty of times. And like I said before, there's been bigger stars and bigger names who has had less title. Well, I'm going to say less title reigns. They've been champions for less days. Then the man has the nerve to say, if it was John Cena, they would have never done that to him. Well, they've done that to him twice. They've done it to Randy Orton. And then let's not forget all the other bigger name talents who have had less days than 51. I said last week, The Undertaker, his first world title reign in WWE was only 6 days. Ric Flair, 2-time world champion in WWE. No, his title reign was 41 days. Hulk Hogan, the Golden Goose, his shortest title reign was 28 days. Like, sit your fat ass down somewhere and shut up. And it just matches his son lost the world title. I said this could end up being really good for him and his family, or it could end up being really bad for his family.
Meanwhile, Gunther, he will take on Oldberg. That's right, Goldberg. And by the way, first of all, let's get one thing straight. It's a non-title match, by the way.
Yep.
This is a non-title match. And for the record, Goldberg still leads Corn the long way. So we're clear.
But this ain't no world heavyweight title match.
It's a not.
Rhea Ripley's going to get a chance to get her hands on Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight.
Mm-hmm.
And as of right now, Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan are still the tag team champions, despite Liv Morgan being injured. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that.
I said this on the podcast here. There's sometimes you get injured, like sometimes you can keep the championship and take time off. Other times you gotta relinquish the title.
That's a little that's a little interesting.
It's been done before. Sometimes you get injured. Or sometimes it depends on the injury. So it's like sometimes you can take off and you're still the champion, and you just take off with the championship. Other times you gotta let it go.
That is a good point. But like you said, it also depends on the injury and the length of the injury and the time. Because people can make mistakes and misdiagnose somebody, and then misdiagnose someone's injury time. A lot of things go into that. So you always want to make sure that you are in the best physical condition you can be for the world of pro wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, all that. And then LFG, I didn't know that they started season 2 last week.
Oh yeah, I missed that. I'm gonna check it out tomorrow. I missed that. I was rooting. Being from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, I was rooting for my boy Anthony Luke. He's from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I was rooting for him simply because he's Louisianian. I'm Louisianian. I was rooting for him. Unfortunately, he didn't take care of business. Yeah. So unfortunately, he did not take care of that. But I believe, yeah. Of course, like the coach. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. The coach gets a nice belt. The winner of the LFG gets the contract and the title shot.
Sure.
Of course, in NXT.
And the coach gets a special name championship belt.
Yeah, so that's it.
You know, we saw the Undertaker win last season, so it's going to be interesting to see who's going to win this season. Michelle McCool is replacing Mickie James as a coach this season. I don't know why she's been brought in as a replacement. Some people say it has to do with The Undertaker.
Well, he probably won't work with his wife, that's all.
Yeah, but ain't no harm gonna be done to her.
I gotta look at this class, I think, of LFG season 2. Let me see here. The roster for season 2, both the trainers and the athletes. Right now, there's 2 episodes available. Let me see who are on the thing. Season 2, Booker, same crew with the Richard Michelle. We got Booker T. Oh yeah, that's why, because Mickey James is out. She's doing something else. So that's why I put Michelle in. Undertaker, Booker T, Michelle McCool, Bubba Ray Dudley, and Shawn Michaels is like the director thing. And you and that clearing of the throat you got going on. You need some Mucinex or something.
Yeah. You know, I did see TNA, so that was a pretty interesting program.
Meanwhile, I checked out AEW Collision. It was pretty good. I was taking a shower and I forgot they had Collision tonight. So I called it like an hour of that. It was okay.
Yeah, it's not going to be on because something else is currently on. So that's why it's on tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So you had back to back. You had Dynamite, and then you had Collision back to back right after each other. This whole, I hope they take that damn thing off Moxley. It needs to be off him so bad. Personally, I feel it should have been Ospreay versus Moxley, but as long as he's not champion no more, I don't care. The fact that belt hasn't been seen on television since October is booking malpractice. No effing practice. But then again, that's Tony Khan for you and his stupid booking. Terrible, 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 terrible. Like, that whole card is not really that good, to be honest.
And of course, I'm mad a little bit, or petty, if you want to call it, because of course it's not in Dallas, like downtown Dallas, the American Airlines Center. No, it's gonna be in Arlington. AEW All In,
Mm-hmm.
and of course it's not downtown American Airlines Center. No, you got shows in Garland. You got shows in San Antonio. You got shows here and there all over Texas. But God forbid you come to the American Airlines Center. For the love of God, what's wrong with you suckers?
It's like, no, we're going to go to Arlington. We're going to have all in Texas. I heard that shocked me. I was like, what? Globe Life Stadium in Arlington, Texas will be the venue for All In. It will not be in Wembley Stadium like it was the last 2 years. And Bryan Danielson, who basically said he will be there, so we'll see what happens with him. He's been making some AEW appearances. He appeared at Grand Slam last week, of course, when it went off the air. Appears on Dynamite last night, of course, when it went off the air. But he said he will be at All In Texas, so It's going to be interesting to see what he does.
Yeah.
Now, when he said all in, he means on camera. He hasn't had a match since he lost the AEW World title with Jon Moxley back in October.
I thought he retired or something. Again.
I thought so too, but this is just getting out of hand with this Moxley stuff. And is it not like, hey, let's get back together one more time? He's like, no. Absolutely not. Even though you can't rule out anything in the world of pro wrestling, because when it comes to wrestling, you never say never, because anything can happen. And hell has frozen over on more than one occasion, and I'm sure it will happen again in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am interested in the Mercedes Tony Storm match.
Mercedes.
Now, that's the match I'm looking forward to seeing at All In Texas. Night of Champions, CM Punk and John Cena is going to be pretty damn interesting. Especially knowing that John Cena is the heel and CM Punk is the face. It's basically a different dynamic. What about Goldberg? Goldberg on Saturday night's main event in 2 weeks' time, live on NBC. His first ever Saturday night's main event match. Somebody said, what if Goldberg won the title and then got cashed in on? I was like, that can happen.
That could happen, but it's not going to. It's not a title match.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. That's true.
Yeah.
But somebody can still get cashed in on. I'll just say that.
Oh, yeah. Now, what happened, let's say Goldberg versus Gunther, and all of a sudden, here comes Seth Rollins cashing the contract. Now, it's a triple threat match for the world title. Goldberg could pin either one, then become world champion. That might could happen.
Yeah.
That's the only way Goldberg's leaving with championship gold if Seth Rollins cashes in on Gunther. That's the only way he's leaving with championship gold.
Hey, that would make for a good television if Gunther got cashed in on. Wow. Especially with the way that he carries himself and the way that he talks, he may think it'll be the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's like, I just got cashed in on. Do you believe this? And Seth Rollins, who did put every single person on notice. Everybody. John Cena to CM Punk to Goldberg and, of course, Gunther.
I said this in the promo I wrote on Facebook. I said as I was thinking Paul Heyman. I said it. Don't think you're safe, because whether you're the world champion Seth Rollins, the WWE champion John Cena, neither one of you two are safe.
That's true.
And Seth Rollins could pull a Brock Lesnar and play a cat and mouse game. So he can come in the contract. Is he gonna cash in? Not tonight. Next week, he gonna cash in? Not tonight. Is he gonna cash in? Not tonight.
You know what? Let's not forget about Miss Money in the Bank herself, Naomi, who can also do the same thing.
Yeah. As long as you got the contract, you can play. You basically hold all the cards.
That's right.
But then again, if you happen to lose the contract, as far as the men's contract goes, once you lose, that's a wrap. You got to go back in line.
That's right. And that's what you don't want, is to basically lose than to drop down that ladder and start from scratch.
Mm-hmm. Hang on a second. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I do know, I think, we got some confirmed title matches. We know the WWE title's on the line. Punk and Cena, the Intercontinental Championship. For now, Dominic Mysterio, AJ Styles. If Dominic can participate at the show, then you have Jacob Fatu battling Solo Sikoa. You have the finals of both the men and women's King of the Ring tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I think it's a mistake to have Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes be in the finals. They could have taken two guys and two women who haven't been established yet and have them fight in the finals to build them up, instead of taking two well-known talents that people are familiar with or somewhat familiar with. So I feel that was a mistake. That is what it is. Right? What you need to do.
Y'all, I just got caught up in something there. Okay, we got a I believe it, if I can find it. Gotta take care of a little business right here, and hang on a second, man. Hold that whistling. Hang on a second. Hang on. Now, you wild that whistling, man. Anyway, we gotta take care of business. Y'all be right back. If I can find it here. Okay, there we go.
This episode is brought to you by Backup Deliveries and More, LLC. They put the D in delivery. Call 888-871-BACKUP. That's 888-712-2587 or 817-204-7259. Visit WeGotBackup.com or find them on Facebook. You can save a whole lot of money with their services. And here's great news. They're in need of drivers. If you have a CDL license, contact them today and get paid.
Thank you very much. And also, you can always support us in the form of green. The dead presidents, if you will. 1 second, everybody.
You're listening to Wrestling Tracks, your ultimate destination for in-depth pro wrestling analysis and a good time. Want to support the show? We welcome any contribution, big or small, at cash.app/wrestlingtracks. Your generosity helps us enhance our broadcast experience. A quick heads up, our show is packed with fun, but it's not recommended for younger audiences. Listener discretion is strongly advised. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the action here on Wrestling Tracks.
And we are back. You know, it's a little early. I'm going ahead. I'm going to make my prediction right now. By the time we get to WrestleMania of next year, I'm thinking we're going to have like possibly a brand new roster from maybe other companies.
You know something? I think so too. I think more people are gonna come over and by WrestleMania 42, there will be some new names, so some more new names, which of course that's going to be part of the territory.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people want that one WrestleMania match, and the only way they're going to get it is to go to the WWE. And a lot of people also want that one MSG match, and of course, also the only way to get that is to go through the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Which in turn makes WWE the place.
Maybe, just maybe, we'll have a few New Japan folks.
Yeah. and they just had I think they shot for one of their weekly shows. And I know Konosuke Takeshita no longer the never openweight championship trying to enter the G1 Climax. And it is G1 Climax season, the largest and most grueling tournament in all of wrestling today.
I remember one time, I wanted to say it had to be 80 something. You probably remember this. You was there. Hogan was at the press conference. Hogan was at New Japan. Hogan had the then WWF championship, and Hogan said these come out Hogan's word himself, Hogan's mouth himself. See, this belt is just a toy. I want the IWGP championship.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was in '93, 3 weeks after WrestleMania 9.
Look at you. Of course you was there. Of course you remember. You was there.
So I'm getting old.
Yeah.
That shocked a lot of people.
And you
I
know,
heard that. My jaw dropped. I was like, you said what?
And not too long after that, call it coincidence, call it decision, whatever you want to call it, Hogan wasn't champion much longer.
No, he wasn't.
As my champion says that, if my champion goes to another organization and calls my top prize a toy, oh, that's how you feel? I got you. I'm going to fix that wagon. Okay, that's fine.
That didn't take long after.
It's my championship, my title's a toy. I got you. I got something for you.
Before you knew it, Hulk was gone. Mm-hmm. And then next time you saw Hulk in a wrestling ring was in for WCW. Mm-hmm. And Drew, at the time, the largest pay-per-view buy in WCW's history. Yeah. But yeah, that shocked a lot of people.
I remember it's somewhere on YouTube. YouTube probably got it somewhere. I can never find the story leading up to it. But it's the they threw a whole Tinker Tank parade for Hogan.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't see that on YouTube either. All I see is
they probably got it somewhere.
Clips of it.
Yeah. And
they gave the man a whole damn parade. That is nuts.
And you know what's funny? When Bret Hart came to WCW, at first his dream come true. We got Bret Hart in the house, but eventually, this is not what I signed up for. Bret Hart, eventually, the talent. I don't know if it was the character wise. I don't know if it was the character. When I say character, I'm talking about the personality of Bret Hart himself, the way he deals with stuff, like his personality and stuff. Okay, this dream is not. The dream turned to a nightmare. Now we signed Bret Hart, and it was honeymoon season. Now this is a nightmare. He ain't living up to the worth that I thought he had when we signed him.
You sign the biggest thing in wrestling, and the first thing you do is make him a referee? Yeah. What the hell are you thinking?
Well, I believe he was injured when he came to WCW, wasn't he?
What?
Somebody said so. I don't know where I heard this from. He was injured when he got by time.
No, he wasn't injured at all.
Oh.
They just made the stupid decision of making him a referee, which was stupid.
Oh yeah. Gotcha.
Like you had to talk the entire wrestling world at your fingertips, and the first thing you do is make him a referee. Mm. Oh, their booking was awful, and it was worse towards the very end.
Oh man, one bad booking. I never forget. As long as I remember, I spent the day watching. I want to say it was 2000. 99, 2000, 2001, one of the 3 years. No, it had to be 2000. And it's like somewhere in there, I can't pick a month, date, year. month or day, but somewhere in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
James Brown, the Godfather of Soul, on WCW Nitro or Thunder
Oh,
Nitro.
that was a pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, no press, no promo, no nothing, no announcement, no nothing, and he just show up.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's always good to see James Brown, but y'all didn't capitalize on this.
It was. I ain't gonna lie though, it was pretty damn cool seeing him and the cat get down. But yeah, they should have did something with that. I know Vince would have.
Yeah, like, bruh, like, it was nice seeing James Brown, but y'all should have did y'all should did it right. See WWE we would did it right. You know.
Oh
Hey,
yeah.
hey y'all, look at 2 weeks. Godfather Soul's coming. We did it properly. James Brown come on, and he's like wasting everybody's time.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like, bro, what in the world is you doing?
They could have promoted that a week in advance, and they would have been fine.
Yeah.
Just 1 week. 1 week. So you had to do. You ain't got to do it a month in advance. Like, for example, look what WWE did. Cardi B is going to be the host of SummerSlam. Both nights.
Cardi.
She was supposed to host SummerSlam 2 years ago, but that didn't happen because she was pregnant.
Yeah.
But now she can do it.
We do appreciate it for letting us use our theme song, our song at the time if it's up, and we use that as a SummerSlam theme song.
Yeah. And you could tell they really wanted to get her. They made sure they got her. I was like, all right, you can't get her because she's pregnant, but she's not pregnant now.
My one petty concern with Cardi B is petty as hell, but this is my preference. If Cardi plans on getting in the ring, first thing you got to do, cut them down fingernails.
I had a feeling you might say that.
Ain't nobody gonna do shit with your fingernails like that. Cut them damn fingernails.
That's if she gets physical, but anything can happen.
Mm.
It would be cool to see, though. That cut them damn things.
Yeah, man.
I was like, wow. I can see her now, like knocking out Naomi from running her mouth. Like, what you gonna do? What I'm gonna do? It's like, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do.
Mm.
And I personally like this heel run Naomi has going on. I enjoy it. I think she's doing a phenomenal job. No pun intended.
Yeah. Speaking of phenomenal, not speaking of, but what you call it? Karrion Kross.
Oh, Karrion Kross.
Like he said on Twitter a while ago, if I gotta do another year as Karrion, I'm done. And so I tweeted him and I said, "Well, see, the problem is, in that back room you got is Killer Kross in that back room, and he's starving, and he wants to be let out.
Mm-hmm.
And when you let Killer Kross out, everything gonna be all right."
Yeah.
You see, the problem is.
I also like what they're doing with him and Sami Zayn.
Yeah. The problem is you got Killer Kross in that back room over there, and he's just salivating, and he's just starving and salivating for somebody's blood. Let Karrion Kross out, and I swear to the wrestling god above, when you let Karrion Kross out, when you let Killer Kross out, oh damn, you got a recipe for disaster and for a little bit of magic.
man, that's him and Sami Zayn's gonna be good. But I like the whole dynamic. Like, you'll never be world champion. Like, keeps pissing him off. He's got this devil advocate thing going on, and I thoroughly enjoying that.
Mm.
Of course, he hasn't been wrestling, but what he's doing is pretty damn cool. He's like, Sammy, you had an opportunity. You wrestled Randy Orton, and what did you do? You lost. You did what you always do. You lost. You'll never be World Heavyweight Champion.
All right.
Sammy just had enough. So, speaking of enough, the Women's Intercontinental Championship is also on the line at Night of Champions. You know what they should do is take, what's that? What is her name? Like, I think they might do this one day. They might take the U.S. champion from the men and the U.S. champion from the female and have them team against each other and face their challengers, which I think they might end up doing.
That might work.
I could see that. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, that wouldn't be bad.
Mm-hmm.
You got Jake Batu and Zelina Vega. And then you have Dominic Mysterio and Becky Lynch. Lyra Valkyria costing Bayley the Intercontinental Championship on Raw. Tomorrow night on SmackDown, we have some title matches. The tag team titles. The Women's Championship is also scheduled to be on the line as well.
Mm.
So, we got championship matches on SmackDown, so this is going to be interesting.
And I want to reiterate, this is all, I believe, still going as planned, all live from Saudi.
I think so, too, absolutely.
Yeah. So, like,
that whole Saudi thing with the fans, someone was like, why don't they just cancel? I was like, they don't have to cancel. What they could do is move the show somewhere else.
yeah.
But we don't know what's going on.
And on top of that, we got commitments. We have a 10-year deal. So there's commitments and there's advertising. We've been advertising this thing for months. Then we got commitments and all that stuff.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's also true. You can't break some commitments, especially if they're contracted.
Yeah. And they can't do that. Like, hey, look, we'll make it up to you next time or something like that.
When it's contracted, there's certain things you can do and certain things you can't do because that's what they call breach of contract. And technically, you can sue somebody over breach of contract, for those who don't know, so you got to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw Sting's recent new look. He's got a full white beard. Well, I say gray beard. Gray beard. Down in the face paint looking like a white Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I showed my friend the picture. He's like, that's not Sting. I was like, that's him.
And without the face paint, he still has that beard.
He's just got a full, big, gray beard.
Mm-hmm. He went. I try not to go here, but as a straight guy, he went from daddy to pawpaw. All the ladies out there.
Yeah.
All the ladies out there. He went from daddy to pawpaw.
Mm-hmm. Real fast, too. It's like, what? This is it?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not wrestling again anyway, so might as well come up with a new look. which some people actually do. It's like, just gonna let this hair grow. Or I'm gonna cut this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something some people do when they know that they're not gonna get back in the ring again.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying before, for those people who are still hoping for one more Undertaker match with that recent heart surgery, that's pretty much out the window.
Yeah. Like the only way we're gonna get Sting and Undertaker is in our dreams, or maybe a video game or something like that.
I kind of feel bad for him because he had to wrestle his last match in front of nobody because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And he said that he wanted to have one more match in front of a crowd. He did not want to end his career having his last match in front of nobody because of the pandemic. And due to his recent heart surgery, he found out he could never get in the ring again. So that idea, unfortunately, is not going to happen.
Mm.
And look, I get it. You want to have your last match in front of people. I get it. There's nothing wrong with that. Just a sad situation.
By the way, I want to point this out. In Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, it is 5:57 in the morning over there. We'll see you guys later.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely later.
And
because while it's 5 in the morning over there, it's going to be pretty much. Well, no, when it's nighttime over there, it's going to be pretty much the morning over here.
Yes, sir. Well, they probably had the superstars over there. Probably had dinner with the king and the prince like they normally do when they go over there. I believe they should be some distance. I'll have a map in front of me, but I'm trying to calculate the distance between Saudi and Iran. It should be somewhat safe, somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
There should be some distance over there, so they should be good. But still, watch your back.
Oh yeah, you always gotta be careful. Always. That's the number one thing. You gotta be careful.
Well, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up for tonight. We'll see you guys tomorrow on SmackDown Live from Saudi Arabia.
Everybody take care, stay safe, and be careful.
See you, everybody.